Good day, everybody. Meteorologist Mark Muller here. What do I have for you this weekend? Well, I got the weather of extremes. Take a look at this. Sneak peek into the rest of the video. Take a look at this massive low pressure along the East Coast. This massive trough resembling more like a nor'easter after producing all that severe weather Friday. And what the heck is this out west? We'll break all this down for you. Take a look what happens as we head throughout the weekend. This heads out over the open Atlantic and starts resembling... Could it be subtropical in nature? We'll break that all down and take a look in this analysis of major extremes in between the biggest warming trend we've seen this season. All right, take a look at the tropical trouble areas. If you haven't watched my Hurricane 2022 Outlook, I have a link in the description down below, as well as a link on this video at the end of the video. So if you want to take a look at that, go ahead and watch that. I go into detail about this hurricane season. But here's the trouble spots for this week. If we take a look, there's pretty much no chance out here off the Cape Verde Islands. There's the Cape Verdes. This is pretty far to the south, the Intertropical Convergence Zone. It is an interesting tropical wave. I'll show you it momentarily on the satellite photo. That's going to kind of be a precursor of how strong this Intertropical Convergence Zone is going to be this year, but no chance, no alerts here. Subtropical, possibly. National Hurricane Center doesn't have anything out on this, especially since this is going to be stalled along the U.S. East Coast. We have plenty of time to watch it. It could obtain some sort of subtropical characteristics closer here to May 12th towards the end of the week. So we'll watch it here. We might have some potential that, especially this time of year, coastal lows that stall off the U.S. East Coast, we have to watch them because they could take on some sort of subtropical characteristics. At this time, it's looking less likely, but we'll break all the models down here for you. And if we take a look at the rest of the tropics here, there's that tropical wave. As I said, it's really far to the south. This is just too far to the south to develop into anything. There is that big old wind shear blob here, and there's that low pressure system along the U.S. East Coast here. And this is one we'll watch. The National Hurricane Center doesn't say anything about any potential subtropical impacts or any subtropical transition for that matter. But when a low pressure system is going to camp out here along the East Coast, even in May here, we have to watch for the potential of at least some sort of subtropical development. So we'll continue to watch it here, and I'll alert you if I do believe this could obtain some sort of subtropical characteristics. All right, so taking a look at the high-resolution Euro here, there's that system off the East Coast. Now, of course, the Tropical Hurricane Center has not said anything about this potentially later in the week. It's going to linger here off the coastline here. There's that next system moving from the out west area. So you have the Pacific Northwest, you have this trough really breaking down. That's what I showed you here at the beginning of the video. But as you take a look here, this system, this is getting into later Monday into Tuesday. See how, things stay pretty tranquil here across the central and eastern part of the U.S. But we have this lurking off the coastline here, this low pressure, this coastal low. And see how it just kind of camps out here into Wednesday. It doesn't really have any place to go. It's pretty much being blocked here to the northeast. It's kind of stuck. It's kind of cut off. And it kind of just meanders slowly to the southwest here towards Florida and the Bahamas by late Wednesday into early Thursday. And then look at that. You see the severe weather here. There's that taking effect there across the northern plains. And if we take a look at the GFS here, it's very similar with this low. There's that initial low hair tracking across the northern plains. For Monday, there it is. But look at that coastal low retrograding here to the southwest. Take a look at this. It continues to retrograde. And look at that. It kind of just sits here. And there's that blocking high to the north really showing up nice on the GFS here. So take a look at that. That low pressure slowly pivots southwestward, eventually towards Florida and the Bahamas here. So we'll have to watch this low. And I wanted to show you there is a wind field with this system as well. You can see we've been getting some gusts here off of Atlantic City. This is... Here we go, Sunday. So you can see this wind field. There's 50, 55, 60 mile per hour gusts out here just off the coast, but you're getting 30, 40, 45 miles per hour at times. Over Saturday, you did get gusts as high as 60 miles per hour in and around the Atlantic City area, stretching southwestward here. So take a look at winds getting into the 30, 40 mile per hour range. As we head throughout Monday, look at that. As you're waking up Monday morning, even in eastern Pennsylvania, we're kind of squeeze playing here, the high pressure to the north and the strong northwest winds in this pressure gradient. There's the low pressure right out over the open waters here. So we're kind of increasing that gradient, 30, 35, 40 mile per hour gusts here in parts of southern New England, right around New Jersey and eastern Pennsylvania, and that blossoms southwest throughout the day on Monday. Take a look at that, 30, 45 mile per hour gusts right along the immediate coast, getting up in the 40s there along the outer banks of North Carolina. And you see that blossoms to the southwest here as we head throughout the day on Tuesday. Look at that, eastern North Carolina, solid 30s for wind gusts there. That expands here into Wednesday, and look at that. As we head throughout the day on Thursday, that expands southwest, even inland, almost reaching the Appalachians here. So we got a wind field with this system, and we'll have to watch it as the pressure gradients really take over across the East Coast. And if we take a look at the southeast here for the Florida area, Georgia area, and South Carolina, as we head throughout the day on Wednesday, take a look how these gusts with this coastal low expand to the west here. So we're getting into 20, 25, 30 mile per hour gusts here into most of Georgia and northern Florida. Look at that. So this wind field expands to the west here, and look at just off the coast. This is right around noon on Thursday. We got some 40, 45 mile per hour, almost 50 mile per hour right off the coastline here of northeast Florida. Look at that, and that slowly expands to the west throughout the day on Friday. All right, we're going to look at precipitation totals here along the East Coast. Take a look at this. So, yeah, most of it remaining a tenth to a quarter inch along the immediate coastline, Delmarva, southeastern New Jersey, the outer banks of North Carolina, Sunday into Monday. And look at that. Most of the heaviest precipitation does manage to stay just off the coast. But look at this. It's going to be close through Friday, May 13th. Look at how close. If this just wobbles a little bit to the west, we could be seeing totals 1.5 inches, 2 inches right off the coast here, 2.5, 3 inches, just about 100 or so miles off the coastline here. And if we actually head into the southeast, see if this actually is going to make it into the southeast, take a look at this. So, yeah, we start to see by next Friday some areas around Jacksonville and Orlando here down to Miami, we could start to see the effects of this low pressure system, and this is a big old batch of rain heading to the southwest here. So here it is along the U.S. East Coast. There's that low pressure system, that trough really holding tight, and there's another one up here just south of Greenland. So we have that blocking here in between, and look at out west here. There's that major trough. As we kick through the medium term here, look at how that trough really digs to the west. That's going to allow the most massive warming trend we've seen this season from the central part of the U.S. eastward to the east. You see, there's that cutoff low along the East Coast. This is by Wednesday, May 11th, and it just holds tough, and it kind of entrenches itself further to the south and west here. And look at this ridge up here across the Great Lakes into parts of southeast Canada. It just expands, and that slowly slides to the east. That low pressure system by next Sunday, May 15th, still looks like it's trying to camp out here on the eastern Carolinas, so it does not move much at all. And we start to get this ridge developing out west here by Tuesday, May 17th. But look at this big old ridge developing up here in the Gulf of Alaska. Let's see what happens here. That's going to push another trough into the west coast. And you guessed it, by Tuesday, May 24th, you knew another trough was coming along the U.S. East Coast. Look at that. Really entrenched this time. So more unsettled weather, colder conditions for the third week of May. And look at that. By Memorial Day weekend. This is not what you want to see from a Memorial Day weekend. This is a really horrible pattern to be in. Look at this. Troughiness across most of the country. This is going to, if this holds true, this is going to be a pretty stormy period. And look at that, another low pressure forming off the U.S. East Coast Thursday, June 2nd. So enjoy this nice, warm, dry spell we've got going, because it looks like we got some rough weather coming middle to latter part of May into early June. And I just wanted to briefly show you here, take a look at, these are max temperatures on Sunday. Look at this big chunk of warmth here in the central part of the United States. We have that cold marine layer here with that coastal low. And you see out west here, look at that. There's that major trough I was showing you. And as we get into day 2, Monday, look how these 90s just expand here. So we got two major extremes here out west, this massive trough and unsettledness, and this is going to eventually spell trouble, especially middle to later portion of the week with the severe weather. But see how this warmth spreads to the east here? Places like the Northeast finally getting into the 70s here by Tuesday. And as you take a look here by Wednesday, look at these 90s all the way up into parts of Iowa, into Illinois, and this is slowly spreading to the east. Look at this big, massive ridge here developing in the central part of the United States. And that warm tries to expand east. Look at that, upper 80s in parts of western Ohio, central Ohio. And we're even getting into the 80s here in parts of the Northeast by Thursday. You get into Friday here, look at that. That spreads to the east, 85 there in Albany, 80 in Cleveland. So we're really expanding this warmth, and Texas bakes pretty much all week here as we get into next Saturday. Look at this. The 90s kind of subside a little bit, but look at that. Things kind of moderate. This is quite a nice temperature map here. Here we go. Robert Stone from the Georgetown, Texas area last weekend. Take a look at some of these captures here. You can see off in the distance some cumulus clouds billowing up here. A nicer, closer shot there. And take a look at that. Some cumulonimbus kind of forming there. Some thunderstorms off in the background. So nice captures there, Robert. Continuing with some of those photos from Georgetown, Texas. Take a look off in the background there. You can see some of those thunderstorms there off in the background. Some cumulonimbus clouds rolling in. So it does not look as nice as it was there when he initially arrived there in Georgetown, Texas. Nice captures, Robert. All right, and take a look here, John, from the 845 Wellingboro Freeway here. Take a look at this. Beautiful blue sky, just traveling along the roads here. Along the freeway. Look at that beautiful weather. Nice capture there, John, as you're moving your way pretty quickly there on the freeway. Nice capture. And here we go, John, from the Coach Avery Ave Hall of Fame District in New York, May 3rd, 2022. Take a look at that. Overcast skies and clouds moving across the region. This has been the rule here, especially with the marine layer kicking off the ocean there. Nice capture there, John. All right, so Sunday across the Northeast, take a look at this. Yep, there we go. We still have a chance of showers. Most of these areas will not be a total washout, but, southeastern New Jersey here into Delmarva, yeah, you could be looking at, off and on again showers. Winds are going to be stiff out of the northeast, 15, 25 miles per hour, gusts over 40 in many locations, especially Atlantic City. This is just a raw day here, 50 degrees. You have to go inland to start to get into the 60s here. The upper Susquehanna Valley, 63 in Binghamton and State College, 67 in Cleveland, 68. Isn't that ironic? That's the warm spot here in Vermont. So that's where you're going to see the most sunshine. And this time of year, you can see this kind of thing happen where it's much warmer to the north if you have clouds and showers, and a coastal to the south into Monday. That slowly sinks to the south, that coastal low. You're still stuck with clouds and marine layer here in Atlantic City. At least you're towards 60, though. 67 in New York Central Park. That's looking better. Still the marine layer here up towards Boston as well, 55. But then you just head inland a little bit. We're pushing near 70 in the Susquehanna Valley. 72 solid degrees there in Binghamton. 70 in Buffalo and 71 in Cleveland. And look at this. For Tuesday, across the Northeast, we might start to see showers again as this coastal low elongates along the U.S. East Coast here. So we might have a stray shower here out on Cape Cod, holding down to the 57 with that marine layer, that stiff northeast wind in Boston. But look at this. We really start to warm it up towards 80 in Cleveland, 75 in Binghamton, 71 here in Harrisburg, and slowly warming it up here in Atlantic City at 63, 69 in New York Central Park. But look at that, 76 there. Nice degrees in Burlington. All right, southeast forecast here, surface maps, taking a look for your Sunday, the rest of your Sunday, low pressure here just off the coast. That is that coastal low, keeping it clouds, precipitation, showers off and on, wind, stiff northeast winds, 15 to 25 miles per hour with higher gusts to 35 to 40, especially along the Outer Banks. Even 55 holding down in Raleigh here. 72 is the cool spot for the deep south here, Charleston, with some clouds rolling in by late afternoon. Stray shower, thunderstorm in South Florida here, heading up towards 94. But the warm spot goes to Dallas, double nines, and you might have a stray shower or thunderstorm to your northwest. So if we take a look at your Monday, yep, back to the work week here, work or school. There's that stalled out frontal boundary. That's going to be slowly moving to the east, 97 in Dallas, 95 in Houston, maybe a stray shower or thunderstorm again west of Dallas. And we're still dealing with this pesky coastal low here along the Outer Banks. It warms up a little bit into the 60s in Norfolk and Raleigh, but it'll still feel kind of chilly for this time of year. And maybe another stray shower or thunderstorm in Florida, South Florida here. But look at this. We're drying it out for the most part across the southeast, 79. Really nice there in Atlanta. And as we head throughout Tuesday, there's that coastal low. By this point, it's pretty much cutting off. So we'll continue to watch it here to see if this develops some sort of subtropical characteristics, as this time of year you have to watch these stalled out low pressure systems if they persist. But we still have a chance of showers along the Outer Banks, eastern North Carolina here, staying 64 in Norfolk. And we start to see some showers and thunder showers coming from the east along the east coast here of Florida. And we might have a strong thunderstorm west of Dallas heading up towards 95. Extended outlook for my hometown viewers, Binghamton to Scranton's upper Susquehanna region of upstate New York and to northeast Pennsylvania from Sunday through Thursday. Look at this. I have not been able to do this in a forecast for a very long time. Look at that. That's a beautiful sun every day. No clouds, blue skies, beautiful sun. Look at that. 63 to start Sunday for your Mother's Day. But look at that. It is a cold start, but you warm up quickly this time of year with that strong sun. And then look at that, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. We go through the 70s, and we're in the low 80s. We're summer-like by Thursday. Those overnight lows in those colder valleys that we have in the southern tier of New York and the northeast Pennsylvania, yes, we will be getting down in the 30s. But look at that, by 47 degrees to start your Thursday morning. So that's getting better as well as time wears on. As always, I want to thank you for joining me for this edition of Weather Eastern. If you haven't visited my Hurricane 2022 Outlook, highly recommend you do. It's in the description and the link down below. There's also a link at the tail end of this video as well. So hop on over there and watch my Hurricane 2022 Outlook. I break down all the particulars, how many storms we're probably going to see, and what the factors are, especially with La Nina, whether it's going to strengthen or hold its own, and what effects that'll have. Also, visit me social media at MediaMark, also at Weather Northeastern, also Hurricane Northeastern for my tropical page, and MediaMark.com, WeatherNortheastern.com, and Twitter at Weather Eastern. Thank you for joining me.